Welcome to the Diary of an Abused Father. In today's journal entry, I'm going to be revisiting a timeline of events that occurred between the ages of 33 and 36. I lost my mother in 2006. In 2007, I had the birth of my first child and a custody battle that ensued with her mother. 2008, I lost my father and I got engaged and I got married and I had my second child, and my second child was unfortunately born premature. He was spent 2.5 months in the NICU, so it was a very challenging time in my life. And then to add on top of that, 2009, my home was upside down, so I was facing foreclosure. And my now ex-wife, she is a Canadian. She's a Canadian citizen that immigrated here to the United States, and I got her a residency in 2009 after going through that immigration process. But it was a very challenging time in my life. But this book right here is what got me through. And one of the things that really, one day I was at my wit's end. I almost had thoughts of suicide. I just wanted to kind of jump off a bridge. That was my initial thought. And I read this right here. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Now, that's from the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. And if it wasn't for that scripture in this book, I don't know what I would have done. But let's go ahead and get into today's video, and let's take a look at the timeline of events. Thank you for listening. Today, I'm going to be sharing my life events from the age of 33 to 36. And then after that, I'm going to be reviewing the video that I have from the day that I got married back in 2008. And in that video, I'm going to be doing a compare and contrast of those relationships, what they were then with a lot of the people in the video, and what those relationships look like today. I'm going to be focusing that compare and contrast kind of on the topic of parental alienation across the board. But I'm going to do that. It's just going to be a commentary on that as I go through that video. But before I go into that video, I want to share the series of events that happened in my life leading up to me getting married. And I had a lot of crises and trauma during this time in life. And it was quite overwhelming, actually, at the time. But you'll notice that even in the video that I record, that I'm still good spirited. I'm still got a smile on my face. And I'm still, just living the best I can each day and trying to enjoy each day, which is basically all I do in life. So in 2006, my beautiful mother there, she passed away right before her 60th birthday. Also in 2006, I got a full-time position at Microsoft and Microsoft IT as a solution manager. And I also obtained my master's degree in 2006. Fast forward to 2007, I have the birth of my first child, Jaden, and her mother and I, we didn't know each other very well. We lived together. We lived across the street from each other, basically in the same cul-de-sac. She was my neighbor for more time than we actually knew each other, us living in the same proximity. But the actual time that we spent together was about 2 months before she was pregnant. And then after we tried to reconcile in 2007, after our daughter was born, she lived with me in the same house that's in the video coming up. She lived there for 2 months. And then after that, it was just a family court battle for the next year and some change, which was just a complete nightmare. And one of the main reasons why I totally don't believe in the family court, nor will I ever participate in that process ever again. The family court destroys families. It does nothing to help families. So that's why I chose to just bow out of playing that game with my ex-wife and my daughter's mother. So that's where that family court custody fight was there. That's my daughter, Jaden. She's also in the video coming up. I can only go see her at daycare for like the first 6 months after her mother moved out of the residence that we lived in. For the 2 months after her mother moved out and made all kinds of false accusations of domestic violence, her and her mother It was just a fiasco. I had no idea what I had got myself signed up for in terms of the level of depth for the parental alienation that occurred in her life and the trauma bonds that we shared that unfortunately really made life difficult for our beautiful little girl. So that photo there is from when I used to go see her during my visits at her daycare, which I could do. I think it was twice a week. And then on Fridays, I could take her from the daycare for a couple hours until I got overnights and everything, eventually over a series of months. So that was very traumatizing. Fast forward to 2008, my father passed away in 2008. There's a picture of my father right there. My father was an awesome man. He was a very kind man, very just an all around just good guy, just an all around good man. I always adored my father growing up. I thought he was the coolest guy ever, and a lot of my personality and how I carry myself is the model that I learned from my father. I miss my father dearly. My wonderful, lovely son Noah was born in 2008. Unfortunately, he was born 2 months premature. So again, that was very traumatic. That was a very traumatizing event. And his mother and I, my ex-wife, we got married in that same year in 2008. And that's the video that I'm going to be going into narrating next, is the video that I recorded on the day that we got married. Unfortunately, we had to do a shotgun kind of wedding because she was having some issues with the pregnancy, some complications. And the only way that I could support us and support her having our child here in the United States, because she's a Canadian. She was not from this country. She was not born and raised here. I had to marry her to put her on my medical. Now, I had already proposed to her in 2007 on my daughter Jaden's first birthday. So it wasn't like I only proposed to her because she was pregnant. She got pregnant after the proposal. So it's just really sad. Unfortunately, today, we don't even talk. We can't even have a healthy relationship in any way, shape, or form. So I don't do toxic communication. I don't do disrespect. Those days of my life are just over. I have less days in front of me than I have behind me. I'm 52 years old, and so that's why I'm making this video, because I'm grateful for whatever years I do have left. Hopefully, I see 80. But hey, if it be the Most High's will. So that was 2008. Father passed away. I got married, and then I had the birth of my second child, premature. He spent 2.5 months in the NICU. And fortunately for me, working at Microsoft at this time, I had the Cadillac medical care that was able to pay for all that, so that it didn't cost me any more money than that was coming out of like my already expenses. It didn't add any additional expenses in my life at that particular time. So I'm very grateful for that. And then 2009, my dream home that I had, the townhouse that's in the video, which was my second home. I had a condo that I sold, that I bought when I was 25 in 1999. I sold that in 2007. And then I bought this townhouse here, which was was my dream place that I always imagined myself having. Was a dream come true to some degree. But unfortunately, that was in the financial crisis after Barack Obama was elected. We had the financial crisis, the housing crisis, and that house was I paid $350,000 is what that house was in 2007. And it unfortunately went into foreclosure because it had went upside down, meaning that I owed more money on the house than the house was worth. Like I said, my mortgage was at 350. Once I foreclosed and moved out of the house, I believe the bank sold that place for $150,000. Also, after that whole process, I went through the immigration process for my foreign wife being from Canada. That was one of the sacrifices that I had to make. It was either like, hey, do I try to hold on to this house, or do I go ahead and try to take care of these other responsibilities that I need to do, as far as like helping my wife get a green card and helping us try to develop our own unit working together here in the United States. That's why it's very, very unfortunate, very disheartening for me today that she chooses to just really try to destroy my life and has so. And I am the individual who changed her life for the better. Now she lives here in the United States, and all she has to say about me is that I'm no longer in our children's life. So these are my life events from the age 33 to 36. Let's go ahead and move forward, and let's get into the video from 2008, November 2008, the day I got married.